have decided that I'm going to be like every other YouTuber and go vegan because it's trendy, so enjoy this video. I'm just kidding, obviously, because I'm about the trendiest person on this planet. Super cool. About a month ago, I decided that I was gonna go an entire month without eating meat and dairy and living the life of a vegan, mainly because of health issues, but I also wanted to try it out and see if I liked it, because I know that there's a lot of positive aspects, but I also know that there can be negative aspects of it, so I wanted to see for myself how it made me feel and the process. Little backstory, I've been dealing with a lot of digestive issues. Anytime that I eat meat or dairy, I get pretty sick. So I talked to a nutritionist and she said that basically what's going on in my system is it's kind of rejecting it because I don't eat a lot of it in the first place, and anytime I do, it's kind of like giving me the side effects of if I was a vegan, anytime that I were to eat meat on a rare occasion, my body would be like, what the frick is this? I don't like it. Let's get it out of my system and react in an awful way. So she suggested for me to try going vegan for a month or a couple weeks and see if it fixes the issues, and it makes me feel so much better. I feel so much better, and not even like not having to go through that awful stomach pains and stuff like that, but I also am not bloated and I don't feel gross and I'm not eating a bunch of crap. So I decided to make a list, because I enjoy lists, of the pros and cons of becoming a vegan. I in no way, shape, or form have knowledge, but this is something that I've learned in the past month of going vegan, and I am going to continue being vegan. I don't know, I think this is gonna become a lifestyle for me because it fits my life. It's not gonna fit everyone's life, but for me, I'm really happy doing it. Do not take everything I say like hardcore either, because once again, I am not very knowledgeable about this. I've researched a lot of it. However, I'm sure that a lot of people have a lot of different opinions, especially people that have been vegan for much longer than I have. So I know that was a long intro, I'm so sorry. So the first pro is less decisions. Now this is also a con for some people. Some people love like having options and decisions. Specifically when you go out and go out to eat and stuff like that, you have less decisions to make, so it's easier, specifically for people like me. It's because I'm only given 5 or 6 things that, if I'm lucky, that I can choose from. And I'm not a picky person for the most part, so if I see a veggie burger or pasta or something, then that's fine with me. However, some people might see that pizza and be like, yo, I want that pizza, but I'm vegan, so I can't have it. Once again, that's not for everybody, but for me, I do enjoy less decisions because I don't get so stressed out, okay? I get less hungry. Don't know why, but let me tell you, I used to get so hungry all the time. I would probably be eating every 2 hours and constantly thinking about my next meal. I was constantly obsessing over food, and I'm not 100% sure why that was. It was kind of controlling my life, and it was a secret like thing that was going on in my life, especially because I previously dealt with an eating disorder, and that was like something that I didn't really talk about a lot. Is I still was obsessing over food in a sense, just not the same way, and it wasn't as dangerous, but it still was consuming my thoughts when I should have been thinking about other things that are more important than food. And so now that I'm not constantly thinking about food and I'm constantly being healthy, I'm not worrying about, oh, I just intaked so many calories because of that burger, or that had so much fat in it. When I think about food, it's, oh, like what am I gonna eat tonight for dinner? Oh, I'm hungry, let's eat an apple. So along with that, it's harder to snack and it promotes self-control, and it's so great. When I wasn't eating full meals, I was snacking, and especially at night, even though most of the time I wasn't hungry, I was so used to sitting down watching an episode or 3 episodes or 5, if we're being honest, of a show, and I would literally sit and eat half a bag of pretzels. Yeah, it was just a routine, and even though I wasn't hungry, I constantly felt like I needed to be snacking in order to enjoy the show, or because, oh, I had a long day at work, or oh, I've done so much, oh, I haven't ate that much, when in reality, like, that's not a reason to eat, especially if I'm not hungry. It's okay 100% to snack and to treat yourself and to occasionally eat junk food, but not the way that I was doing it. Moderation is key. And so now that I'm not eating like that and I don't have as many options, and I can make and bake and buy a lot of healthy alternatives, I'm not eating as much and I'm not spending as much because I'm not wasting my money on these things that I don't need to survive and that don't necessarily make me happy, and I'm not like relying on food to make me happy anymore. I recently found this subscription box. It's called Vegan Cuts. They have makeup, beauty, and snacks. I believe it's $20 a box, and you can like choose to get it like every 4 months or once a month or once, and it's incredible. You get so many snacks, and honestly, if you eat it in moderation, the whole box will last you a month, and it's a perfect amount because you're like, okay, these are my snacks for the month. I better take it easy or I'm not gonna have any by, you know, tomorrow. So personally, this works out for me. There's so many different snacks and you're always getting your money's worth plus more. And they're all vegan and so good for the environment, and you're helping the environment. And with that, let me get into the next pro. You're helping the environment so much you don't even understand. Now, if the reason for going vegan isn't necessarily for animals or, you know, the environment, just know that you are really making an impact on the environment and the world, because you are saving so many animals. Did you know that in 1 year you can save 365 animals and 400,000 gallons of water, 15,000 pounds of grain, 11,000 square feet of forest? And that's just some of it. You're saving a lot and you're helping farmers. You're eating vegetables and fruits, and if that's a huge reason why you don't want to go vegan is because you think that like farmers are losing business and that's bad for the environment, you're eating vegetables and fruits a lot more, at least my case. And I don't know, for me personally, that's just such a positive like thing. It makes me feel good when I'm eating and I'm supporting the environment. Another pro is it saves me money. This is a whole conspiracy that being a vegan is super expensive because fruits and vegetables aren't filling, so you're not getting enough nutrition, so you have to buy vitamins, so on and so forth. I have never met a vegan that says that it's more expensive. Now, because I've only been a vegan for about a month, you know, I can tell you because I've not been a vegan my entire life, and so the fact that I save so much money on meat, because meat is expensive. Meat is so expensive. And I used to go through a lot, even though I didn't really eat it often. Especially when I went out to eat, meat tends to be even more expensive to a meal. If, for example, I go to Moe's and my meal is $7 versus $9 now because I don't get meat with it, which is great because I love Moe's and Moe's has vegan options. So I'm not buying meat anymore, so that's saving me $15 every 2 weeks alone. So in my opinion, it's not more expensive. Maybe if you're constantly buying organic things from Whole Foods or a co-op, it definitely can be because they're smaller businesses and everything's organic, but you're also supporting farmers that are local and that need your help. It forces me to try new things, which I was never a fan of. Let me tell you what I ate every single day for lunch and most likely dinner. I ate rice, I ate chicken, I ate broccoli, and that was basically my meal for every single day. Pretty much, because it was easy, quick, and simple, and I enjoyed it. Nothing has changed. I have enjoyed it, but since I've gone vegan, I have not done that once. I don't even know the last time like I ate rice like that. because like I found alternatives, things that are healthier, full of way more vitamins. Quinoa is incredible. Curry is incredible. Maybe a little more expensive, but you're getting so much more nutrition and it's so much more filling that you're saving money buying it, and it's just as simple as cooking rice, and it's so good. It's so good. I know that a lot of people think that things that don't have meat or things that are potentially vegan are bland, and I disagree strongly. Because you're gonna find new flavors and things that you don't think that is gonna be good, and you also have to experiment. You're gonna have to cook more. You're gonna have to try new things, and that's the beauty of it. I made homemade pancakes because regular pancake mix has dairy in it, and I was like, what the heck? I loved them. It took us full minute extra to make my own, literally, but they tasted so good. And now I'm getting good at flipping pancakes, because let me tell you, I burn all my pancakes normally, so I'm becoming a chef. That's a pro. So last but not least, it forces you to be aware of what you're putting into your body. It's forced to make you read labels, and so you're looking at things and you're like, oh, this has 400 grams of sugar in it. Or this has this much saturated fat. Or I can't pronounce half of these things on this label, so I'm not gonna get it because that's scary. And I now know what I'm putting into my body. You're eating so much better, and I don't even think like it takes much more time. It's just being willing to put in an effort into taking care of your body. And I don't obsess over it as much as I do anymore, because I actually know that what I'm doing for my body is good. It's a lifestyle and it's not a form of dieting. Yeah, along with the cons, the part that everybody wants to know. So I kind of mentioned this briefly in the beginning. It's harder to dine out. It's much more difficult to go to restaurants, and especially if you're with a friend, you kind of have to be like, well, I can't eat at Dairy Queen because there's literally nothing for me to eat. And if they're really good friends, they're gonna understand. But you also don't want to be a burden, because I get that fully. And so sometimes people have to sacrifice going to the steakhouse and going to a Chinese restaurant. But once again, it shouldn't be that difficult. I've learned that people enjoy Chinese, so it's never really a difficult time. And I'm very grateful for that. I'm really grateful that I have such great friends. And like I said before, if you dine out to American restaurant or something, there's always at least one option. You're never gonna starve. So I definitely mentioned this a million times, but it can be more time consuming. I'm not really gonna go into that because I've already hit all of those things. I will say, if you do have a busy schedule, at first it can be pretty difficult, but if you meal prep, it shouldn't be difficult at all. I eat quinoa every time I go to work. I do work in an incredible environment where there's plenty of vegan options. I work in a juice store. I'm surrounded by very healthy options and choices, so it's much easier for me to eat meals. I have a couple vegan coworkers, so I've been able to talk to them about their journey, and one of them has been vegan basically her entire life, and so hello Haley, she can definitely say and, you know, explain. She has a very crazy schedule, but she makes it work and she loves it. So you just have to find how it's gonna work for you. It's not necessarily for everybody, but try it out. People's judgment. This was a big one for me. It's going into this knowing that people were gonna hardcore judge me for going vegan and saying, oh, that's not a healthy lifestyle, you shouldn't do it, you're doing it for the trend, yada yada. Okay, that's fine, you can think what you want to think, but sometimes it's harder to hear from people that you love and are close to, But if they're really good friends, then they're not gonna judge your decision and they're gonna be supportive. So that doesn't necessarily have to be such a big deal, and a reason why you don't go vegan is because of people's words and judgment. I could turn that into a positive thing too if I wanted to, saying you find a lot of people that are vegan and share the same passion and enjoy it just as much, and you can share recipes and thoughts and ideas, and that's pretty cool too. So last but not least, this is something that I don't think I've heard a lot, but everybody's experience is different. I know some people that have lost weight going into it, who've gained weight, who have gotten rid of their acne, who have received acne, who have had less of periods, who has had heavier flows. It's not going to be the same for every body. Your body is going to react in so many different ways, and it's just something you have to take the risk of and try it out. I haven't had any real effects to it that I can tell. I don't know about my body, but I do know that I'm less bloated. I feel incredible. I sleep so much better. I wake up very energized. I woke up this morning as soon as my alarm went off at 6:15. Don't ask me why. Over my mental health, I've had such a positive experience with it. So with that being said, I don't think you should go into it having any expectations, or else you might be disappointed. If you don't go in and it's a really positive experience, then maybe it'll work out, and maybe you'll be like, yo, I enjoy this, and you might be really grateful that you decided to do this. I hope this made your decision a little easier and gave you an insight on how it's worked for me. So yeah, all right. I love you guys so much. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. I hated that so much. I do this every time. It's fine.